family? You tapped into the DOA TBM. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content and updates. Shit!
So for our DOA TBM segment this week, we're going to check out this clip that was shared from the Jasmine brand. And it says this Asian woman shares her experience dating black men and some of their distasteful comments about why they don't date black women. So let's check this out.
Korea. I'm a thick woman. I weigh about 165 pounds. I'm 5'5", so honestly, the brothers like to holler, and they still do. Regardless of what some men in the comments are trying to say that black men aren't checking for Asian women. Yeah, right. Check my DMs. But anyway, pretty much every time I met a black man, he thought it would be a flex to say something like, yeah, I like my women foreign. I like my women exotic. And I don't know why they decided to say that to me, if they thought it would make me feel good or something, but for me, it's always a red flag. And so I would dig in a little bit further and say, well, what do you mean by that? Like, because I'm a white girl on the inside. My family is white. I grew up in a white community in a small town in the Midwest. So I might look exotic, but I'm Wonder Bread white on the inside. So anyway, whenever these guys would say this, I'd be like, well, you're about to be in for a big disappointment if you're expecting a submissive, docile Asian to take care of you. But it really bothered me when these guys would say, yeah, I don't like black women, because that's what it always came down to, that they didn't date black women, regardless if they were black or not. And their moms are black, their sisters are black, their cousins are black. I'm like, would you say this to their face? That's weird. So I kind of pick and prod after I already decided, yeah, I'm done with this, I'm out, because anybody who says something like that just is an immediate red flag. But it always came down to the same stupid stereotypes that black men always have to say about women. They're loud, they're masculine, they don't know how to treat a man, they wear fake hair. So what? So what? You don't have to put down an entire race of women because you have a preference. And honestly, like, I've dated pretty much every race, every ethnicity. I'm Ms. Worldwide when it comes to dating. Only common denominator is black hair and dark eyes usually. But I've never heard any group of men put down their own women more than I've heard black men do it in pursuit of other women. And I just find it really disheartening. And I understand why this divide is getting bigger, but I don't want to be a part of it. So I hate it, and I had to speak on it.
So there we go. Definitely an interesting one at that. I mean, my first thoughts, I feel as though this female, whoever she is, definitely very egotistic and, full of herself. She starts off the video talking about how she's thick and she, brothers being in DMs and all this stuff. So it's kind of interesting. She used a certain type of lingo and colloquialism when talking about black men. But then in the next breath, she talked about she a white woman, white on the inside, and all this other type of jive, which is quite interesting. So she makes some points saying that black men kind of pray after her or what she feels Asian women because they're submissive or X, Y, and Z. And she actually dispels that, saying that she doesn't fall into that category because she's more white-minded and that kind of thing. So it's kind of interesting. I mean, my whole take on this, I've seen so many of these international passport groups, passport bros, and to be honest, even me as a guy, a lot of them, it makes me sick. I mean, your preference is your preference, and enough, that's just what that is. But when people go into these heights or rounds of creating like fetish groups, and you go in these groups and you got all these guys, talking about just really just worshiping women from other nationalities or backgrounds, which to me does himself a disservice, because a lot of them, they've got nothing flattering to say about black women. They've got nothing but excuses about why they're searching for women of other ethnic groups and nationalities. And as I said, that's your preference. If you're going to do that, do it. But they got to make a big kind of scene about it and make it seem like they're doing something cool or put down black women at the same time. Now, even though this woman makes some statements talking about no other races don't really do that, I think that's false. I think you get fetishism all across the board. Maybe they're not as guilty. I myself dated an Asian woman in the past, and she used to talk horrendously about her own people and, was really pretty much in refusal to be with one of her own people and, was preying on black men, which I found kind of distasteful myself, which was, because I'm like, if you're going to meet somebody, you're going to be with who you're going to be. But even her, she was going out of her way to try and hunt for a black dude and all that sort of stuff, which I thought was kind of weird and putting down your own people. Because even though I was with her and, you know, getting to know her and stuff, I would never, ever put down like black women or anything like that, or even allow her to think she could get out of pocket and make, you know, statements and stuff like that towards black women. So this clip about, you know, passport bros, as I've said, I've seen a lot of these groups, and I've even got into it in the comments with some of these guys because the statements that they make, it's always one-sided and stuff like that, you know. So she making some points, but I don't think she's the best person qualified to speak on it. Maybe she can only speak on her own experience, but I find it so interesting that these people love to make these videos with their researchers and stuff, talking about black relationships and black men and stuff. Like, why she ain't make a video talk about the own men in her own community, you know, where she claims she this or she claims she that? Why don't she speak on that? Now I get it. She wants to kind of, you know, bring a bit of light and attention to herself, especially when she's speaking about, you know, the brothers in her DMs and how fit she is and this and that. A lot of these bros, they're egocentric, you know what I mean? Especially when it comes to getting attention from black men. It's like something that they want to be able to achieve and have a black man like wrapped around their finger and stuff. So definitely an interesting one. What do you guys think? We've touched on relationship dynamics and stuff in the past, and I'm sure it won't be the last. I do express once again, you know, she definitely comes off quite obnoxious and a bit confused, you know. In one breath, she's talking about she's Wonder Bread White, and then in the next breath, she's using all this so-called black slang and colloquialism, talking about flexing and this and that. And I understand that our slang and terminology has been taken by everybody, and I think that's an interesting regard because it kind of goes to show you that people often want to take things that black people have created or take stuff that's associated with black people, but they don't really want what comes with it. They don't want the real blackness that comes with it. So, you know, they want to be something other than that. You know, a lot of times they want to be white, especially in a society that functions under racism and white supremacy. You know, we have had a lot of racism in the Asian community. I believe this woman says she's Korean. So, you know, this is the type of anti-blackness that I guess we deal with. But I actually agree with her where she talks about the, you know, passport bros and these guys and their preferences having a certain attitude and stuff. You know, she's speaking on her experiences. Can't really take that away from her if it's true. You know, I still think she kind of obnoxious and she down bad in a lot of the stuff that she's saying. But that's my personal opinions. Don't forget to let me know yours down below. Peace, family. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe, and check us out on meltdownonline.com. Don't forget to check us out on Facebook for exclusive playlists and social media for all different types of segments and content.